YouTube, what's up? Welcome back. It's LJ again. Welcome to my channel and another video. Wanted to go through some recent vinyl finds, but more importantly, some recent vinyl listens. And we're always going through with you guys a lot of what I found and what I dug up, and then the artist collections like Iron Maiden and stuff like that, and Saxon, but I really wanted to go through some of what I've been listening to, because that's what we all do this for, is buy it. It's not just his artwork, but to listen to it. And a lot of the stuff I have is stuff I know and grew up with and have discovered over the years and listened to, but a lot of stuff is recommendations I pick up from you guys out there and people that have subscribed to me and videos I watched. And I think a lot of us are the same way and do the same thing, but so some of what's here are things that I stumbled on or may really not have given much of a fair chance to, or I was younger and just wasn't feeling it at the time. But you know, on that note, as an aside, what you hear in the background is this, and it's Captain Beefheart, the Magic Band, Shiny Beast Bat Chain Puller, and holy shit, what a record. I mean, this came from Big Star 1000. You know, when he posted that A to Z thread, he had this wild shit playing in the background. So I sent him an email and I was like, what is it? And he said, oh, it's Captain Beefheart, and this is what it is. So I was able to find a really good priced copy on Discogs, and I picked it up, and man, this thing has just been in constant rotation. It's nuts. I love it, and if you haven't checked it out, you definitely should. And something like that, and a lot of these that follow below are, you know, really what this is all about for me, is passing on recommendations, picking up recommendations, talking about music, listening to music. It's just this community of music nerds, which I couldn't be more than thrilled to be a part of. But yeah, Shiny Beast Bat Chain Puller, as he says, a bat chain puller. It's amazing shit. Grab it. Don't hesitate. The next ones are all ones I want to say I picked up at the thrift store, man, at Goodwill, and these were all like 25 cents, 50 cents a piece. And you know, some of them I've been pretty amazed with, some not so much. Kind of heading way back into the early 70s, FM Gold, Freedom Rock on a lot of these, but they're great. You know, the first one is, this band completely slipped my radar. It's Poco. This Poco record is called Good Feeling to Know. It's from 1972. From what I can gather and what I've read, Poco was really known for their more mild-mannered releases, and this one was, as far as Poco goes, much more intense. And I gotta be honest, it's crisp, it's tight, it's country rock, but it's not like twang steel guitar country rock. I mean, it's good. It's just got a little bit of that country flair to it. You know, it's pretty similar in nature, I guess, to the Eagles. I'm not a huge Eagles fan, and I really liked not only this, A Good Feeling to Know, but you know, also it was Crazy Eyes, their next release from 1973, that really grew on me. I mean, immediately. Going backwards into A Good Feeling to Know, you know, this really just continues and builds upon that streak. It's slow, it's brooding, it's lively, energetic, and it's soulful all at the same time. So you throw all that into a pot, what you get is Poco's Crazy Eyes. I mean, Jesus, side 2 starts out with like this 8-minute track, Crazy Eyes, and it's arguably prog. Do you know what I mean? It just shifts so many different feelings and rhythms and melodies. And it continues with a short track called Magnolia, which is pretty much an extension of it, and then ends with Let's Dance Tonight. It's a little more energetic, and it's just like a 1, 2, 3 punch. It's nuts. I mean, if you haven't gotten it, grab it. You know, besides those, there was one other sitting there at the thrift store. I figured I'd get all three. It obviously belonged to somebody else. And this is Poco's Deliverance, which is a live record, the gatefold. And, you know, this for me was just kind of, you know, proof that one is not all. Looks like this, and what I love about this is the old orange Epic label. It's just so cool. Anyways, Deliverance. Man, this just did nothing for me. It didn't work. It's definitely not a keeper for me. The other two, 100%, but this is when, you know, Jimmy Messina was still with the band, and this is very country-ish, that twang steel guitar thing going on, and that just gets it a little too country for me. So Not a keeper, definitely one that I guess I'm going to try to sell. But if anyone thinks I should take another listen with open ears, let me know, but it's just not staying. Next, again, recommendations from YouTube. Stephen Stills. Of course, I always knew Stephen was the Stills and Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. You know, and I knew Stephen for If You Can't Be With the One You Love, Honey, Love the One You're With, which is a great song, but it's not even on this. From what I was able to dig up, this was, you know, kind of ill-received, but from a new set of ears, man, what an amazing album. I listened to this twice today. It's definitely folky at times, but there's a lot of stuff that it just builds into a crescendo. It's fantastic. I mean, great vocals, great instrumentation, great melody. There's a song called Shuffle Just As Bad here. And, I mean, man, it's an amazing trade-off between that 70s organ and guitars. Super listenable, definitely a keeper, highly recommended. Grab it if you get the chance. Just a couple more to go here that again are kind of new to my ears and just I'm blown away by. Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, Four-Way Street. I know Jonas was listening to this the other day, and I had actually just found a copy a couple of days ago. This is at a yard sale. It was probably 50 cents. I ended up paying for this. It's in great shape, and you know, for me, I only know the hits from Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, but I kind of opened my ears and my mind and just gave it a listen, and I mean, again, just blown away. You know, it's accepting the excerpts. I never really heard this in its entirety, and it's a gatefold, it's a double LP, and you know, I'm guessing a lot of this, and notice the Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, one of them is missing here, so I thought that was kind of neat. But I guess a lot of America's minds, and it's pretty evident by the songs, was still on what I guess was the Vietnam War at that time. I was born in '76, so just slightly after this. But great instrumentation, great melody. Love the One You're With is on this, although I have to be completely honest, I prefer the studio version. But there is some amazing, amazing shit here. Record to side 2, so side 4, it's got pre-wrote downs, and that thing comes on like a hurricane. And you know, Long Time Gone, Southern Man in Ohio, close it out. And I think with repeated listens, I'm going to find this to be as great as everybody says it is. Last one that I recently found, listened to, and really fell in love with was Traffic's John Barleycorn, Must Die. Wow. You know, as I understand, this was intended to be Steve Winwood's post-Blind Faith first solo album, and oh man, you know, this is just an instrumentational celebration. It's jazzy, it's prog-like, it's amazing, it's energetic, it's exciting. It's a total emotional rush. You know, I don't mean to keep out of my face, but I mean, wow, songs like Empty Pages and Freedom Rider just like leap off the vinyl. They're amazing, and you know, of course, there's this they tone down the attack right when you think they're on one page for this old English tale, John Barleycorn. And I mean, the only thing for those that aren't, you know, familiar to equate it to would be like a Scarborough Fair, the flutes and the merry old English. And at first I was like, what? You know, I was really getting into this, and by the time that song was done, I really had gotten into it as well, and it really kind of just blends into the record for as different as it is. But man, definitely going to be in constant rotation. It's a fantastic, fantastic album. I can't recommend it enough. Pick it up. The last 4, again, in the thrift store. Obviously, a lot of this was somebody's collection. Whoever had bought Poco brought this in as well. And this is New Riders of the Purple Sage. They have their first LP here. Another one, New Riders of the Purple Sage, Home, Home on the Road. What is this? Gypsy Cowboy, sorry. And the New Adventures of Panama Red. Great illustration, cool gatefold, but you know, I did little bit of research to know Jerry Garcia was involved. He played on the first album. You know, I thought they might be great, but you know, I did listen to the first couple and then some excerpts from the back 2, and man, they just didn't do anything for me. Very twangy, very country rock. Again, that steel guitar thing going on, just way too much of it for me. But you know, I think I'm just gonna try to sell them. Again, you know, if anyone thinks I should really give these things another shot, give that guy another shot, let me know. If anyone's interested in them, let me know. Otherwise, I think it's just they're gonna end up being a lot on eBay. You know, I didn't get into them for too much, and they just did nothing for me. So that's it. That's the finds, and more importantly, again, the listens. You know, feel free to leave comments. Thanks again to everybody that's been subscribing, all the comments and messages you've been sending, all the great recommendations. Again, Big Star 1000, Fred, Captain Beefheart, Fat Chain Puller, Shiny Beast, and Jesus. Wow. There it is. See you, everyone.